So I thought I would make a quick little video and let y'all see how I get my seeds started in the wintertime. So it is currently the 14th of January. I'm down in my basement. Part of the reason for this is there's no need in heating a huge greenhouse in January to try to get your tomatoes and peppers started. Peppers takes a long time to get those going from seed. Tomatoes, 6 to 8 weeks to make a really good, strong, healthy plant. But that also depends on the number of hours of daylight you're getting. So eggplant, that's another one. It takes almost 10 weeks to really make a good, strong eggplant transplant. So you got to get going early. All you need to be able to start your plants indoors while it's still really cold outside, even if you don't have a greenhouse, you can still grow your own plants and do a really good job of it. Several years ago, I bought this grow light that you see up top off Amazon. It was somewhere $50, $60 for it. It's got T5 bulbs in it, and unfortunately the ballast went out. If you're familiar with fluorescent lights, if the ballast goes out, you might as well throw it away, because a light will cost less than the ballast for the most part. So I went to Lowe's with the intent of buying just regular fluorescent lights, because regular fluorescent lights will work just fine. You can buy $15, $20 fluorescent 4-foot lights, hang 2 of them up side by side with regular T8 bulbs in them. I would try to get kind of a neutral color of bulb, but I have grown plants for years like that. Then I switched over to this grow light because I found it and I thought, well, what the heck, that'd be great. And it didn't last very long. So anyway, what I found when I went to Lowe's was these little LED grow lights, and I think right there you can kind of see maybe a little bit the different colored bulbs. Now it looks bright white, but this is actually a specific grow light, and it's got all the different light spectrums in it. And I have noticed the difference between using fluorescent versus using this LED grow light. These tomatoes, as soon as they started coming up, you could see the stems turning purple. That's kind of a sign of a healthy tomato plant, is the stems are dark purple. It's doing a really good job, and it's keeping them short. That is the most important thing. You've got to put your lights close. If this gives you perspective, like 2 knuckles close. You want your lights on top of the flat. What we use is a 392 cell tray. You can buy them from anywhere. A place that I've found that's really good is called Greenhouse Mega Store online. They have good prices, and they've got all this stuff. But I use 392 cell for starting just about everything: tomatoes, peppers, eggplant. The larger plants like cucumbers and squash, we'll go ahead and start them in what we're going to grow them out in. What I use for soil, you don't want to use regular potting soil. This, what we're using right here, is called Carolina's Choice tobacco mix. It comes in a brown bag, and as you can see, it's a really fine peat moss mixture. It's not the big coarse mixture that you're used to seeing like Pro Mix or anything like that. Want to bottom water. There is a stainless steel tray that I made, but anything would work. The big food service trays like they sell at Sam's would work well. You need to set your tray down in some water and let it soak up water from the bottom, not spray it on the top, because that's going to displace your seeds. Also, you can see over here in the back, maybe there is a little cheap Walmart oscillating fan running. A little bit of breeze blowing on them does 2 things. It keeps the top of the soil a little bit dry so you don't have damping off, and it also makes stronger plants. You don't have to have the wind. If you don't have wind blowing on them, come by them every day run your hand across them. It just gives them a stronger stem and gets them off to a better start. About my germination chamber. It's an old freezer that we bought when we got married and it went out. I found some other freezers and refrigerators and robbed all the trays out of them. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of racks in this thing. And down here in the bottom, I have got a heating pad that's made specifically for starting transplants. This is not the heating pad that you put under you when your back hurts. That'll probably get you electrocuted. This is a waterproof heating pad made for starting seeds. Got another tray of water on top. You want really high humidity. The freezer works well because it seals up and it keeps all that humidity in. So whenever I get ready to start seeds, here in a couple months when we really get ramped up on growing a bunch of tomatoes and peppers, we'll have this whole thing full all the time. And I plug it in advance so that this thing gets really steamed up, and it'll get it up pushing 90 degrees between 80 and 90. And you set your trays in here, they don't need any daylight to pop. This, by doing it this way, and you can modify this and scale it down if you don't need an entire upright freezer worth of space. Put them in here and I check them twice a day. That's important. As soon as you start to see the first couple of seeds, you'll either start to see them break the surface of the soil where the soil was damp and it's dried down a little bit. You'll either see them start to poke up, or you'll start to see just a little hair sticking up out of the soil. As soon as you start seeing that, get those flats out, because if you don't, when you come back the following day, you're going to have 2-inch long white plants that are never going to do well after that. So as soon as they start to pop, take them out, get them under your grow lights or your fluorescent lights or whatever you choose to use, and grow them out until they've got true leaves on them, and then you're ready to transplant. And I will be making a video on that here before long. Don't stress if you don't have tomato plants with healthy purple stems and big seed leaves on them, because at this point in time, for most parts of the country, unless you're in South Georgia, it's probably a little bit early because these are going in a high tunnel. But I will be following up here probably 2 to 3 weeks before these plants are really ready to transplant. And I've made videos on it before. If you want to check them out, you can go back and watch those now. But I'll be making a new video here before long about transplanting these. And when we do, we'll probably hang a curtain up in our greenhouse here at home so that we divide it up, so we don't have to heat the entire 32-foot long greenhouse. We can just heat a portion of it, and we will get it heated up and get these plants in there, and I'll take you through that whole process. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.